Hi, good evening, investors. Oops, sorry about that. Welcome to tonight's class. How's everybody doing? Oh, you know what? I gotta put up. Is that the right screen? Give me 1 second. Let's fix that. Let's get this right. Right. Good. Good. Yeah. I owe you this screen here. Yeah, there we go. All right, welcome. Welcome new members, welcome existing members. Good morning, good afternoon from wherever, good evening, depending on where you're at in the world. We need to review a few things, talk about a few potential plays, talk about some new plays, existing plays, and answer any questions you might have along the way. This class is always kind of open and free. If you have any questions along the way, you just type it on in there if you like, and we will make sure to cover it. As always, if you have any questions outside of this class, you can email anytime, dustin@tradingwings.com. On the screen, you see some charts, hopefully. You see our existing portfolio. If not, just yell at me. And I want to go over a few things here with the market, where we plan on taking this thing, and, of course, answer questions. All right. To start, decent day today. A lot of people all excited because it recovered most of yesterday, or all of yesterday, with the gap up. I don't want to get excited about that. I don't think one day is just good enough. If you look down here on the bottom, here's the daily chart of the market. And we talked about somewhere right about here in the overall market, we're going to hit like 15-year highs or something like that. But we're not there yet. As we get up there, no doubt in my mind that'll be a profit-taking opportunity for a ton of people. You got to think back how many people have been in this market for so long and just looking for a reason to get out. So I think you're going to see a lot of profit-taking there. The only thing that can change that and give us an opportunity to bust through that with really no looking back would be if this right here, what you've seen over the past, I don't know, 4 days or so, 5 days, if this continues for a few weeks, right? If it was just like up a little, down a little bit, up a little bit, big day down, big day up, whatever, then I think no problem. We'll bust right on through it. Obviously, very, very early to be able to decide that. So we have to take, and you guys have to take your portfolio, whether it's 2 stocks, 10 stocks, 100 stocks, whatever it is. You have to decide what you're going to do if the market goes up. What are you going to do if the market goes down? And are you willing to take new plays now or not? That's all you got to do, right? So I always try to think about what am I going to do in each scenario, rather than guess what's going to happen. It's nice to have an idea and just play that game, see if you're right. But I like to always have a game plan should there be a problem and the market falls apart, or should some exciting news come out and everybody just buys all the way up to 20,000 or something, I don't know, on the Dow. So the game plan that we're using right now is, where's our thing? So here's our open portfolio. Right? The game plan that we're using right now is to say, okay, we have all these positions. We're basically all long. We're going to sprinkle in a few shorts, right? Just as we get closer to those highs, we'll try a few shorts. Remember last year, we had a total of 2 shorts all year, and we're 50-50. One worked, one didn't. So we've got this entire position or portfolio of, let's say, all long positions outside of one. And what we're doing is each week we're raising the stop, raising the stop, raising the stop as much as we possibly can. Now for the past few weeks, if you look down here, the market has allowed us to raise the stop quickly. It was basically just straight up, right? A lot of green in there. So now what we're going to do is go through and same thing. We'll do it again. We'll raise those stops little by little like we have. And for the new members right here, any of these that are, see how they're kind of highlighted in a little bit of light green or tan or whatever, that's just drawing your attention to the new stop price and the new percentage risk or gain that we're going to get. So all these long positions we're going to keep walking up. Now, there are a few names, like say AADM here had a great day today, right? There's a few names that are about to hit this target. Normally what I would do is I would say, okay, well, do we have room to make more money? And if the answer is yes, then I'll raise that target. If you're a new member, you'll notice that we have two targets. This right here is our first target. This is our second target, and we never lower our targets. They can only go up. They never get lowered. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll raise the targets, and I'll do that. I'll keep raising these second targets as much as possible. As long as the stock's performing, we'll go up, 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 and up until the market gets to a point of resistance. And we're pretty close, right? So now on some of these older plays where we've got some decent profits, we're going to stop raising targets. When we hit the target, we'll be out of it. So like NWL, very close to hitting this 25. So when it gets there, it'll just be a closed position. We'll take our whatever profit and we'll move on. Okay? And then hopefully, if the market keeps going up, we'll both be hitting targets, and scratching off plays. And some of these will just kind of fizzle out and they'll roll over, right? Hopefully some of these. And we'll just take our break-evens or a small loss and we'll just move on, right? The idea being that if the market, by doing that, by walking through and raising each stop appropriately, right? Not too crazy. We raise them up little by little. By doing that, if tomorrow everything starts to just fall apart, market just starts down, 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 then we have very limited risk. We're going to make a lot of money on the longer positions that we've had. We're going to lose a little bit, hopefully not all of our full risk on these plays here. The net result being a profit in the overall portfolio. So you always want to try to work your portfolio to a point where if everything stopped out tomorrow, would you make a little money? It doesn't have to, would you break even? Would you make a lot of money? Or would you lose a lot of money? So you never want to have a bunch of positions, right, where you're going to lose money should the entire portfolio stop out, because it will happen. You'll get building up stocks like we've been doing here for months, building, 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 and then something will happen and everything will just fall apart. So you just want to be as protected as possible. Again, think of the idea that I gave you money and you're managing it. I want to report every day. I want to know if everything goes wrong, how much am I going to make or lose? And so you just want to, obviously you probably treat your own money a little stricter, but you get the point. Now, that answers the question if the market continues to go up, and then also if the market turns around and falls down from here. Okay, so we know where we're at, and then come Monday, again, we'll raise all these stops again, right? And maybe we'll be able to be real tight on some of these. Now, do we want to take new positions at this point? So we know over here we have resistance coming up. We're not there yet, right? But we know it's coming up. We've had a nice long run into it. Do we want to take new positions? So my answer is yes, but just a few. I don't want to have a potential new play, 2 or 3 a day. Just every now and then when one comes up, I'll try it, But like I said last week and the week before, any new plays that you take, you got to realize that they're going to be the most volatile out of all of these. And there's a good chance that they're going to come close to your stop or stop out, or you're going to buy a position and not be able to reduce the risk for quite a while. Because there may be something, you may buy a stock and it might not stop out, but it drops, just 2-3 weeks, and it didn't hit your stop, but it's down here. So you're going to be at full risk for much longer than you probably like to be or that you're comfortable with. So we're going to sprinkle a few long plays, okay? We're going to start sprinkling more and more short plays as we get up closer. We don't want to get too heavy, and right now we're going with our full risk when we got something that's short, because I just kind of think it's going to need that wiggle room, okay? So no need to get really crazy shorting now. We'll get there, don't worry. And protecting what we've worked so hard for over the past 5 months, 6 months. All right, so does that make sense? Hopefully I've explained all sides, and so it doesn't have to be a guessing game. Is the market going to break to new highs and go? What if it does? If it does, here's what we're doing. Is the market going to stall right at that high and all the Fibonacci people and the Elliott wave people are all right and the world's about to end? Well, what if it does? We're going to make a little bit of money. Right? What if the market sits tight for a few weeks? What are we going to do? We're going to sprinkle a few longs. We're going to sprinkle a few shorts in there. Right? So I think that's pretty well defined. All right, so now let's go through, clear that out for you. Let's go through and look at some of these positions. GIS, doing just fine. Nothing new to report since our last meeting, really. We've been just like the market, somewhat back and forth in here. Not really anything good or bad to say. We're doing nice on that play. NWL, after a little bit of patience, we had a real nice day today, actually. One of our biggest gainer on the day. And remember, $25 is our final target. Now, we're not going to raise that. Okay, we've been in this one for some time now. I think we're going to get like 25, 26% out of it, and we're not going to raise the target anymore. So if tomorrow follows through a little bit higher and we get out and $25 target is hit, remember my personal approach. I'll buy stocks on the way up, sell them on the way up. Therefore, there's no emotion. Right? If you buy stocks on the way down and sell them on the way down, all emotion. If you buy stocks on the way up and sell them on the way down, all emotion. Right? So buy them on the way up, sell them on the way up. And so $25 is our target, and it looks like we might get there. So nice job on NWL. Now ADM, we talked about this a few weeks ago when we hit our first target of $29, that there was some pretty nasty overhead resistance, and it was going to take a lot of volume, right, and a lot of buyers to get it up and over to head to our second target. Today might have been the first day we've seen that. It'd be nice to see it close a little stronger like NWL, but it was a good day, a ton of volume, and so we'll see if that's going to help get us up and over. Think about it this way. Here's the weekly chart over here. If I told you this is a ceiling right here, right, and I told you this is a ceiling right here, right, would you buy the stock now just to know you're going to make maybe that little bit if you're lucky? So nobody's buying it right now. So that's why we said we need to see a day with a lot of green, a lot of buying, and a lot of volume. That lets you know that there's people taking the risk that it's going to get up and through that area. Okay, so that, I'm not changing any comments from before. I still think a little bit of patience on this one, and we'll ultimately get it up there. Time will tell. All right, moving on. PKI, we raised our stop, and it looked like it was going to get hit the other day at 33. So far, it's held in there. Remember on PKI, I'll put this thing back up here. On PKI, if it hits 33, we walk away with 8% on our second position. We walk away with 8% on our first position. It's all good. Total profit 8%, right? A little over that. So we're locked in, and if it hits 33, that's fine. Personally, what I'm hoping for is you can probably see, those of you that have been around a little bit, you can probably see why I'm trying to hide at 33. My thoughts are, just give me a few more days, and this 50-day moving average will be above 33, and then we'll be hiding right underneath it. I like to hide under that. So we'll see. Right? So far it's holding. We'll see what happens. Either way, we're in good shape on that one. We'll take it from there. Holex. Holex actually postponed their earnings, and I believe it came out yesterday or this morning, pre-market. Actually, it was after hours yesterday. And that's fine. So we're on our second. We're looking for our second target here. And remember, we've raised our stop. We're going to get 4.5%, give or take, if it stops at 22. Okay, so it sold off a little bit more today. We're looking for 22 either way. So just have your order in there. If you're playing along, at least you make a little bit of money. And we'll go from there. Moving on, VMC. Not a lot to say. There are quite a few of these names that, since the market for the past 6 days has been in a really small range, some stocks have also been in a smaller range as well. VMC is in that kind of range, not doing a whole lot, so there's not a lot to say on that one. VRX, this will go away here probably next week. This big old fake tail is not real. But it's just plugging along. You can still kind of see it. Real slow, tight, uptrending symbol there. We've hit our first target on it. And if we go over here and you look, our stop is at break even. So this should be actually, I like to make that black. There we go. And we're looking for 68. Haven't quite got there yet. And we'll see. So nice job there. FBHS, we hit our first target just the other day, and it's been a little quiet since then. Very normal. Very normal to see a big pop in a stock and then have it just sit for a little bit. I don't mind that at all. And so FBHS now, it's up to the stock, right? We're going to reduce our risk where we can. Currently, we're at 30.07. Again, see the theme here? We're about $30 on our stop. Where's the 50-day? See how we're just hiding underneath it? Gives us a little chance. See if it hangs on. As the week progresses and we go into next week, may even be able to raise it a little bit more. My goal is to reduce the risk responsibly on as many of these plays as possible down here that are newer. All right. So looking good there on FBHS. All right, let's clear this out of the way. All right, AKAM, kind of a quiet day, little shocking. It's one of the outer semiconductor stocks, and didn't play along. Semiconductors did pretty good today with the overall market, up 1.5%, and AKAM didn't really participate, so a little bummed about that. But overall looking good. We got a nice pop the other day after our entry, and yeah, not much to say on that. That's a newer play, right? So as you pull up our sheet here, it's a newer play. We don't quite have a lot of profit in it just yet. We have had a chance to reduce our risk a little bit. We're at 3% right now, so if it falls apart and stops out, we'll lose 3%. It's not too bad. Of course, as the market, hopefully, if it keeps going, I want to keep pushing this higher and higher. And so we'll see. Now we move on to our newest positions. You'll notice they have the biggest risk out of all of them, 6 and 8%, right? So we go down here, and actually this one's not right. I should take that off. Okay. So we've got Target, Microchip, and our only short. Let's go down here. Target had a great day today. Was able to get over that prior high, and you'll see maybe things are picking up here for Target. Take that good day. Notice it has a ton of volume today. So not only did we have buyers, but we had a lot of them. So that's a good sign. Microchip, MCHP, plugging along here too. We just played this breakout. Breakouts are risky, so just know that. This isn't one of our standard plays. We played this breakout here. Not too bad. Big up day, big down day. Today's quiet. So should always tell you anytime you see, if you see a big up day, then quiet, that's a good sign. You say a big down day, then quiet, like a little bar like this, that's a bad sign, or unless you're short. If you see a big up day, big down day, then quiet, right? There's nothing, you can't say anything just yet. The only thing left is to say, well, it's still in an uptrend, but would you buy it right now after seeing that? So you got to always think of what the other traders are thinking. So we need to see a little bit more here before we make any new decisions on our stop. But the good news is, we've got 3 days left. So we'll see what Microchip wants to do. And then our short that we talked about at our last class there, HP, triggered 2 days ago. And today was kind of a quiet day, a little bit up, not a problem. Remember, we took our short, and it's only one at this point. We only have one short because we're definitely fighting an uptrend. We took it with that 8% risk, and we're not going to be tight on it until we start to see it rolling over, giving us those lower and lower and lower highs. Also keep in mind that when we take these shorts, I don't shoot for very big, huge, long, drawn-out targets, right? So this is what we're at right now. It's our only negative play. Makes sense. Today was a good, strong day. Shorts should have struggled a little bit if someone had a portfolio full of shorts. All right. Any questions on our portfolio at the moment? We've been winding it down pretty good. I mean, we had quite a few other positions. If you're brand new, usually we'll have a handful of more positions. But we've been taking this approach. As the market moves up, we're taking profits. You want to get the profits out before everybody else does. And so we're winding it down little by little. Great. Sweet. Okay, let's talk about some new positions, and we'll get you guys on your way here. I think they're on the sheet here, actually. I think I put them right here. Stretch this out for you. There they go. There you go. So we've got a couple plays here to take a look at. Another short and a couple longs, but we're going to be a little bit picky here on these longs, and I'll explain why in a second. So GIL, real quick, is a short potential play. And notice that every short that I talk about and every short that I will talk about will be a symbol that is not at new highs. Down here we have the market at new highs. Here's prior high, here's prior high. Uh-oh, see? We're above it. Every symbol that we talk about shorting or we do short will either be at prior highs or below. We need a reason to short it. You don't just want to guess that the market's going to top out, right? Just be smart about it. So if we're going to take a shot, we're going to take a shot where it looks like there could be long-term sellers. Now we have two of our popular market strategies here. Price resistance, drawn for you. And the long-term indicator players are thinking, hey, it's time to take profits. Okay? So what we're looking for still is an entry at 36 or below. Right? So we're going to be under our 50 moving average right there. So it could be any day. I will keep bringing that up until it triggers. If you want to play it, don't be afraid to get your order in there ahead of time, and one of these days it'll fall right down through there, and we'll try that short. That's GIL is the symbol. No need to jump in early. No need to do anything else. Yeah, so HP, see, it's the same thing. We have the exact same thing going on. We have some price resistance right about here. And then we have our long-term indicator players. They haven't quite taken their profits yet. See the difference? GIL's rolling over. Those people that follow these things here, they've already decided to take their profits. Notice how people that follow here haven't taken their profits yet, and you can see it. No real drop just yet. So we have our price resistance, and those are the things for shorts that we want to focus on. Yeah, no problem. Okay, now on the long side, I'm just going to be a little bit picky. Right? I'm going to pull up VCI here first. Any longs that we take, I'm going to ask that, number one, we get over a recent high in order to take that entry. So in this case, $29. Normally I don't do that. So we're going to, when we get to 29, that's where I'll buy it. That's where we'll take our entry. And then I'm going to ask that there's at least a little bit of room to get us back to prior highs. And we always use the weekly chart for that. And so we have room, right? Not a lot, but we've got room to make some money. Okay. So that's VCI. Again, any new long positions you take from here, more than likely going to be somewhat volatile, right? So 29 is our price on that, and I put it on the sheet here if you want to take a look at that. I put 29. We've got our stop. We're going with the full max risk on this one, right? So give it that room. And we've got our targets there too. And then this here, I guess these could be red. Just letting you know that we're, almost 3% away from it triggering. This one we're about 1% away from it triggering, and this one about 2. Moving on to the next one, we have Mtge. Pull it up for you. It's a little bit of a slower intraday mover. Again, we just want to play this over the highs, right when everybody else is going to play it. Very simple, easy strategy. It's nothing, no rocket science here. But we're looking for 26.50, right? So maybe we pull back for a few days. Again, this one's pretty slow. See all these little tiny days in here? So we're going to have to be a little patient with that. But for me, I'm okay with being patient on taking new longs because personally, like I said, I'm hoping that we do a lot of this back and forth in here on the market, down here on the bottom right. Give me 5, 6, 7, 10 days of this, right? And then we break out over that. Great. Now we've got a real chance of getting over those yearly, those yearly highs, or multi-year highs, whatever you want to say. All right. So that's really it. That's a carryover. Where the GIL from the other day is a carryover play. All right. The Mtge carryover. VCI is a new play, and we'll give these a shot should they trigger. So these this green here, it just means that we just hit this the other day, this target, and so I'll start fresh every week. So these are new stops for this week. Right, this target was a recent hit. This here, we were close the other day to hitting this. So just something to draw your attention to it, mainly for me too, so I can just see what's going on. All right, with that in mind, I'm going to wrap it up. For those of you that couldn't make it or may not be able to make future classes, these are always recorded and posted on the page. We had trouble 2 classes ago. For some reason, it wouldn't stick, so that one's not on there as of yet. It will be, though. But otherwise, we post these in the class usually the morning after. And like I said, if you have any questions, you can always email Dustin@tradingwings.com. That's me. And yeah, just stay patient. If you got a portfolio of long positions, you're seeing the market go up. Don't watch TV. You watch TV, they're going to get you all excited and make you think the Dow's going to 60,000. You see that guy today that said that? Weirdo. That guy's trying to sell a book or something. Come on. So don't fall for it. All right, you're very welcome, everybody. Yeah, no problem. I'm going to wrap it up. Take the screen down and wrap it up. Have a good night. Have a good morning or rest of your day, depending on where you're from. Enjoy. We'll talk soon. Adios.